Hi, welcome to episode 4 of Dummies Guide for NRIs Selling Property in India. My name is Sachidanand Kangovi. As I mentioned in episode 1, there are 5 episodes in this series which cover preparatory steps, letter of intent, agreement to sell, closing of the sale, and money repatriation and tax filing. In our episode 1, I gave you a brief introduction on why Dummies Guide for NRIs Selling Property in India is important. I also described in episode 1 all the preparatory steps that you need to take before putting your property on sale in India. In episode 2, I covered the steps that should be taken after a potential buyer comes forward, culminating in the letter of intent. Once the letter of intent phase is successfully executed, phase 3 starts with the negotiations and finalization of agreement, which we covered in episode 3. The main outcomes of the agreement signing phase is to fix a closing date and place and to define buyers and sellers' responsibilities to effect the closing. With this brief recap, let me start the episode 4 on steps to take to go to India and for the closing of the property sale. Important points that must be included in this phase are shown in this slide. It starts with booking a ticket from your adopted country to India so that you arrive few days before the actual closing date. Once you arrive in India, first thing that you need to do is to meet with your team and go over the agenda for closing. Next, you and your team should meet with the buyer and buyer's attorney to show all the original property documents and get a final verification certificate. At this time, you must also receive a challan from the buyer for paying the tax deducted at source. You also should get a draft of the absolute sale deed that you must check thoroughly with the help of your CPA and attorney for accuracy before the closing. Finally, on the big day of closing, go with your team to the designated sub-registrar's office. At this time, you must get the final version of the absolute sale deed and check it once again with the help of your CPA and attorney. After that, you must give all the original property documents and receive a demand draft from the buyer. It is very important that the exchange of documents is based on receiving a demand draft. After the exchange, finish all the closing formalities at the sub-registrar's office. At the end of these formalities, a new registered sales deed will be issued, and that will show the buyer as the new owner of the property. Get a copy of this registered sales deed, absolute sale deed. It will be needed by your bank as well as by the income tax office. The outcome of successful closing completes the property transfer to the buyer. Now go to your bank and deposit the demand draft in your NRO account. Pay the fees to your CPA, sales agent, and your estate attorney. Money repatriation and tax filing is the next and the final step. We will cover it in next and last episode 5. So please stay tuned. If you like this topic, then please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.